to my channel, Adulting Again. I'm Stephanie G. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, hey girl, hey. Thanks for coming back and checking out my latest video. Today I want to talk about something that I know is hard, I know it's coming up, and that is empty nest syndrome. I have so many people that I know that are struggling with being an empty nester, about to become an empty nester, and they're not sure what to do or anything. So what are some of the signs and symptoms of empty nest syndrome? It's more like sadness, depression. You might have a sense of a loss of purpose. You might have some feelings of being rejected, stress, and just overall anxiety over your child or children's welfare. All of those things are a part of being a parent, honestly. And you want to recognize that those are the feelings that you're having, but then you want to compartmentalize and again use those feelings and then think about these next things in order to have healthy boundaries and a more cohesive relationship with your children as they're embarking on the next step in their lives or next chapter in their lives. One of the things that you want to do as you're about to become an empty nester, or if you've recently become one, is to talk to your child. You want to foster that upcoming relationship that you're about to have, because it's going to be a good one. Even if they're going to college, it's still some form of adulthood. It's a different change for them. And so we want to recognize that, be there for them, and also let them know that you want them to be there for you as well. Another thing that you can think about doing is to be their safe space. If they're overwhelmed with, say, bills, they're just got their first apartment, they don't know how to call the electric company, they don't know what to say, don't do it for them, but let them know, hey, find your latest bill, get your account number, and coach them along the way so that they'll be a little bit more confident when they're on the phone with them. Even if it's a three-way call, maybe the first or second time. Be open about this new chapter of adulting that they're about to embark on. Don't wag your finger and be like, see, this is what you need to do, because nobody wants to hear that. You didn't want to hear it. Don't be that person. Don't be that parent. But just be open. Again, foster that relationship. Create that safe space. Let them make mistakes. We're not gonna act like you ain't never forget that to turn off the curling iron and you was at work and you was like, oh, I forgot to turn the curling iron off. Or you was thinking about like, dang, I think I forgot to turn that iron off. Why y'all think that they didn't change that iron setting so it goes off automatically? Because we've all forgotten to do things. So if they forgot to do something and they felt as if it was a safe space to tell you, laugh it off with them and just remind them, you got to be a little bit more disciplined, or you have to be, make sure, double check, set a reminder on your phone, things of that nature. Just be a little bit more helpful and encouraging versus making them feel bad. Speaking of making them feel bad, don't make them feel guilty. Oh, my baby's leaving me. What am I gonna do now? How am I gonna move on? Oh, you got this girlfriend now and you don't never call your mom, or you only call me when you need me, or blah, 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 blah. Don't make them feel guilty, because you know what that's gonna make them do? Not call you. Because they're gonna think that every time that they call you that this is what you're gonna do. I'm not even gonna front, my dad was notorious for that. And he would always say, oh, you never call me, or my only child, she never calls me, or oh, I'm finally hearing from my only child. Like, Dad, Okay, you might think that it's like a funny thing, but they're not going to take it that way. They're going to take it like, oh God, I'm about to call my mom, but she's going to make this whole production about not hearing from me. And you don't have to make them feel guilty. Another thing is you want to be accepting that they have another life now. And you are sometimes, oftentimes, most times not included in that life. So it may seem secretive, especially if they're not one that's going to always tell their business. And that's okay. They don't have to. They do not have to. But you want to know that they have that life. They have their group of friends. They have little parties, little get-togethers, kickbacks, if you will. With all of these things for empty nest syndrome, you want to start to think about what it is you want for your life. How will you be implementing that empty time or spare time, because you don't have to take them to whatever sporting activity. You don't have to take them to their part-time job after school. You don't have to do those things anymore. You now have time for yourself. So you want to start to reflect as to how you want to spend that time. What are the things that you like? What food do you like anymore? You know, their order at McDonald's, terrible place to eat. But you know, their order at McDonald's, but what's yours? What do you like? What's your favorite color? What's the one thing that you've always wanted to do? It's your time now. And it's more important than ever to tap into you and be okay with now becoming an empty nester. It does take time. Now let me say this, an empty nester doesn't mean that your child has gone off to school or whatever have you. There's empty nesters there's people whose children have gone off to an institution, if you will. And that institution is not a school institution. And so now you've been forced into being an empty nester prior to. And so now you're trying to create that bonding experience with your child while they're away. Those who get it, get it. All of these relationships, you still are, like I said, looking to foster and create healthy boundaries, healthy conversations, and an overall good experience for yourself as well as your children or child. All in all, I know that it can be hard and to implement these things, to come to grips with these things, but in the end, it will be a better experience for yourself as far as your life is concerned, and a better experience for your child or children as far as their separate lives are concerned, so that when you do come back together, it is a awesome bonding experience. You're laughing, you're talking, you're catching up, things of the nature, and you just want to have an overall better relationship with your child. Sometimes even better than a relationship that you've had with your own parent. You know, think about whatever that relationship is, and if it's a great one, make sure you're implementing that one with your child. But if it's a not so great one, what ways could you turn it around so that you're not now so your child is also not having that same broken experience that you've had? That's something that you absolutely want to take away from this. And again, so that you can build those healthy, functioning relationships with our adult children. That's pretty much it. That's all that I have today for this very brief conversation with regard to empty nest syndrome and how to cope with it and how to deal with it, and some of the tips and tricks and things that you can watch out for to recognize it, and hopefully, like I said, to foster great adult, both sides, relationships with your children. If this is something that you agree with, or if you have any other tips, please list them down below for all other parents, male or female. And like this video, definitely comment, share, because there's so many more parents out there that are, again, experiencing this or soon to be, that this will be helpful for. And I appreciate and thank you for watching yet another video, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.